The Tau Empire is a dynamic rising force in the galaxy. As yet, unburdened by the bloody failures of a long history. United by their shared vision of the greater good, the Tau strive to bring enlightenment to other races, even if they must do so at the barrel of a gun. With blistering speed, the Tau offensive carves deep into enemy ranks. Their sleek aircraft dominate the skies, launching volleys of missiles and pinpoint bomb strikes that cripple key defenses with unerring precision. Pathfinder teams emerge from cover, designating high-profile targets with marker lights and coordinating the ground assault with an artiste's finesse. Under the cover of artillery barrages from broadside battlesuits and towering walkers, ranks of fire warriors advance, laying down a fusillade of punishing pulse fire that burns through armor plating with contemptuous ease. Standing tall upon their hover drones, the hallowed ethereals exert their warriors to even greater acts of heroism, their passionate oratory ringing clear across the clamour of battle. Hearts singing with the righteous creed of the greater good, the Tau sweep aside all before them with the power of their superior technology. The Tau have always been scientific innovators, but in the earliest days of their civilization, this ingenuity was not tempered with caution or wisdom. The naive and short-tempered race almost wiped itself out in a brutal civil war, and was saved only by the arrival of the ethereals. These mysterious beings united the Tau, giving them a glimpse of the true enlightenment that would follow if they only put aside their petty differences and joined as one. Ever since that day, the ethereals have held positions of absolute power amongst their species. None know the secrets of their unquestioned authority, but the presence of a single such figure inspires a reverence in the hearts of Tau that can turn the tide of a war. In the centuries since the ethereal's emergence, the Tau have gone a shockingly rapid advancement. Simmering resentment and prejudices were put aside as the entire race was divided into a rigid social structure of castes, each with their own strictly defined role. The fire caste would be trained from birth in the art of combat and tasked with the subjugation of those who resisted the greater good. The bleeding-edge technology that would be utilized by these warriors, not to mention the food and resources required to fuel the expansion of the Tau Empire, would be provided by the Earth caste, whilst the soldiers of the Air caste would be responsible for transporting their land-bound kin across the skies and stars. All the while, the politicians, bureaucrats and diplomats of the Water caste would ensure that the civic structure of the Tau Empire ran smoothly, handling the intricacies of trade and government, whilst at the same time negotiating the integration of defeated alien cultures. Regardless of their given duty, these castes strove together for the greater good, a core philosophy, a concept of galactic unity that defines the Tau's every action. Under the guidance of the ethereal caste, the Tau began the millennia-long First Sphere expansion, sowing the seeds of a nascent yet powerful empire. World after world was claimed, and though hostile lifeforms were encountered often, none could stand in the way of their ingenious and implacable conquerors. These newly annexed regions of space were designated as septs and took their names from the great sept worlds that were established as the cultural and military capitals of each sector. During these heady days of expansion, many uncultured alien races were brought into the light of reason. The insectoid Vespid and savage cannibalistic Kroot were two such races encountered and assimilated into the Tau's unstoppable war machine. While the noble warriors of the fire and air castes fought and bled for each new conquest, the scientists and builders of the Earth caste invented ever more ingenious weapons of war for them to utilize in battle. The second and third sphere expansions followed, and the territories of the Tau Empire grew at an exponential rate with each fresh campaign. All who would deny the truth of the greater good were smashed aside by the Tau way of war. The key tenets of this military doctrine, which had been refined over many centuries of rigorous training and brutal experience, are maneuverability and precision strike. Stealth battlesuits and Pathfinder teams advance ahead of the main force, identifying key targets as they map out terrain and fortifications. Only when a battle plan has been thoroughly studied and ratified are the Tau forces unleashed. Sunshark and Razorshark fighters dominate the skies, dismantling the enemy's air response before turning their guns on ground targets. Fire warriors seize key positions in a blaze of pulsefire. Crisis battlesuits and their larger Riptide and Ghostkeel cousins provide the death blow. Their weapons, their weapon arrays, pouring streams of cannon fire or barrages of micro-missiles into the enemy as they are borne to advantageous positions by repulsor jets. For every possible enemy response, the Earth caste has created a technological counter. Battlesuits of all descriptions employ a dizzying variety of long-range and short-range munitions, and even the Tau's defensive emplacements can be moved at a moment's notice. No sooner does the ebb and flow of a battle rearrange the front line than the Tidewall gun rig's engines fire up, lifting the railgun platform across the battlefield to redeploy in a key tactical location. It is precisely this adaptability and cunning that has enabled the Tau to conquer a vast swathe of the galaxy. With each new leap forward, the Empire encounters new and even deadlier threats. The belligerent orcs are always ready for war, and the bioships of the Tyranids drift forth from the depths of space, ravening for new worlds to devour. Around the war-torn Damocles Gulf, the stubborn Imperium of Man continues to hurl their seemingly numberless regiments and fleets into battle, uncaring of the horrific losses in their vengeful crusades. And in the darkness of space, there are even greater horrors, beings of infinite malice whose hungry eyes fall upon the shining sept worlds of the Tau. Despite the galaxy's many perils, the warriors of the Empire fight on, emboldened by the knowledge that they alone hold the key to unity and peace amongst the stars. All must follow the light of that truth in their hearts, or else be cleansed in the fires of war.
For the greater good.